Hello, hello, and welcome everybody to Let's Talk Relationship. I'm Stefania Puglio, your host for today from the Gentleman Square. For those of you that don't know me, I am a men's love and relationship coach and hypnotherapist. And in today's talk show, I have an amazing guest, and I'm so excited to introduce him, David Marama. David Marama is an amazing artist. He is a very talented man who has many gifts. So he's a guitarist, a vocalist. He's a singer, an amazing songwriter as well. He's from Malawi in Africa, from Tanzania, a place that I'd love to go and visit. And he is also a photographer, and he's a husband, a father of two. And without continuing with the introduction, I am just going to present him right now, because we're going to be talking about how music bonds us together. Okay, so welcome, David. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you. Great.
Yeah.
It's so good to have you on the show today.
Oh, thank you very much. I feel privileged to be part of this session in the morning.
Yeah, it's a nice early one here in Melbourne, because you're in Melbourne too, even though your background is from somewhere else, which you're going to talk about, but you're here in Melbourne with us. Exactly. So, David, I gave you a little bit of an introduction, but tell us a little bit more about you and let the audience know who you are and what you do, and then we'll ask more interesting questions.
Sure. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak to audience and your friends and whoever is visiting at this particular time. My name is David Marama. Steve has already mentioned, and I'm originally from Malawi. Lived in Tanzania from age 15, and started in Tanzania. And at the end of my tertiary studies, went to study in Moscow, Russia. I spent 6 years there. So then came back to Tanzania, where I met my partner. Came to Australia in 1992. So briefly, that's just an opener.
Yes, good. So you've traveled. You're a well-traveled man as well, and you've born in one country, studied in another, and now settled in Australia, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great. So, as you know, our topic today is about how music, bonds us together, brings us together, and being a relationship love coach, I just love to explore all areas of relationships and how relationships are formed and bring us together. And you being the music artist that you are, and also talented in other areas, like you're a photographer, correct?
Yes.
And you do you paint as well? Are you an artist?
I do, and honestly, if I wouldn't be showing off that kind of talent. I'm not a good. I'm not a good artist, but I paint.
Oh, good. A bit like me. I'm not sure. Is your other device on, David? Maybe turn off the phone completely, because I think it's interfering with the speaker. Sorry.
No worries.
It's just like a little bit of static.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But
off. Yeah, sure.
I think technical. We've had some technical issues this morning, but we managed to get on. Right? So, yeah, that's better. I can hear you. There's no static, I don't think. So you're also a very talented vocalist and guitarist. So tell us a little bit about how you started. I know you started back home in Malawi. Yes. Sure. And how it all began for you.
It's very funny, Steph. Every other boy loves to play sports. And I grew up, I was born in Malawi on the mainland, but then sort of started my early days on an island in the middle of Lake Malawi called Likoma Island.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, in the morning, my grandmother would say, David, you're the greatest man in the world, you know, happy day to you. And, you know, go to the lake and have a bath, because we just had to bath in the lake.
Right.
Vast fresh water. So what else can you know, want the heavens to shower you with? Then we came back, had breakfast, went to school. But whilst on the way to school, I would pass this house, and there was a gentleman there who used to play guitar and sing Elvis songs. We were, you know, those days were Beatles, Rolling Stones, and, you know, Deep Purple. And this African guy is singing like Elvis. All right, so the ambition started there. But in the meantime, play football, soccer. And with my minimum skills in soccer, they said to me, David, you can't play forward, you can't play anything, you just have to be a goalkeeper.
just what you didn't want to hear, right?
They gave me to be a goalkeeper. But you know what, Steph? I thought in my mind that if I lie down, facing down, then the ball won't pass my, you know, being.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So the guy just came there and then bounced the ball over. And that was the end of my football career.
The football career, that was it.
David, we don't want to see you ever again. So what else did I do? Then me and my friends, 4 of us, formed what we called as the Black Beatles. Believe it, we made our hairs just like a fabulous fool and started singing in the school choir.
Mm-hmm.
Or are we inviting the Black Beatles to sing? So we sang. Cut matters worse, we had some sort of political turmoil in the country. That was in 1965. 64, we got independence from Britain. 65, my father was given 24 hours to leave his own, you know, country. He ended up in Tanzania. We didn't know where he was for almost a year and a half.
Oh.
Finally, we joined him in Tanzania. So my musical career started to flow over the borders into Tanzania, where I attended secondary school. Started learning. I mean, you know, I was playing only 3 chords on a homemade banjo. Again, as fate has been to me, there was a gentleman across the road who had a 6-string box. And he's playing songs and music and whatnot. Anyway, I went to him. I said, well, can you please teach me how to play guitar? He said, no, David, take it home. Learn it. Wow. I took this big thing and trying to play. Meanwhile, studying, I couldn't get anything out of it. So I went to the shops, got a chord book, looked at the chords and started learning on my own. Well, to cut the story short, in a short, you know, like a couple of months, I was good, started to play. And
you had a connection, you had a sound for it, you had that soul, because I think with music, would I be right in saying that there's got to be that connection with soul, like you just feel in the music, right?
In Africa, everything starts a rhythm of some sort, whether it's a drum beat. As a matter of fact, you know, when you're in mom's tummy,
yes,
what you hear is the heartbeat.
Correct, the rhythm of the heart, exactly.
The rhythm of the heart, and that's the first rhythm you hear as a kid. So for some of us who choose music, it's the first form and the first timing that gives you the beat.
Yes.
So if you're not in timing, in sync with rhythm, then you are not probably in sync with anything else, including what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to get to that. So obviously you became a good musician. So And now, obviously, your career has developed and you're now, playing in gigs. You're very well known here in Melbourne. You have some albums out, which, are amazing. And I'm yet to come to one of your gig here in Melbourne, but I promise you I will. I mean, I've listened to a lot of your music on YouTube and it's fantastic. For those of you that are in Melbourne and want to check out some real good soul music. But tell us, let's move on to talking about how music does bring people together. And you must get so much joy out of watching people have a great time. I mean, you enjoy singing, you enjoy playing your guitar, and whether you're in a band sometimes. Um, what do you see? Like what transpires out of just playing music? What happens to people? Because the endorphins in us are released into our brains and just amazing magic happens. And this is where people actually magically come together. But I want to hear it from you and tell the audience.
Well, music is an art form that brings us together. Music speaks one language. You can be speaking Italian, Spanish, or Russian. You cannot either probably understand the medium of language in that particular music, but you'll dance.
Mm.
You'll dance.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what inspires me to come to this, when I mount the stage, for me, it's not about myself. I mean, well, first of all, music is your own content and you should enjoy it before you provide it to the audience. Say, okay, look, there's Dave and there's Ward. There's people that I don't know, but I'm here for you. You lock in anyone who is happy, you become happy on the stage. When you get the guitar and you want to sing something, then you're singing it for the general audience. Because people want to see a musician who's happy and smiling on stage, not frowning and angry. You leave your baggage home. So, safe when I'm on the stage with my friends, it's just like, okay, this is my platform. I want to show you what I can do. And you'll be part of this audience so that we can have joy together. If it's a sad song, I sing it in a way that it touches you or it really connects with a part of your life. If you want to share that magic, then probably you're some other kind of musician who is not probably some of us.
Yes.
I would tell you one funny thing. I play the beachcomber in St. Kilda.
Yes.
And the gentleman there who brings me, when it's sunny and beautiful, said, David, on Valentine's Day, can you please come and play for us? And I said, yes. He says, but can you do some of those Barry White songs?
Barry White, yeah. Well, he's a romantic singer-songwriter, right? Yeah.
And I said to him, you bet. But even though if I can't do that, but you just have to be part of the feel of the day, because Valentine's Day is for lovers.
Yes. So, yeah. So, studies actually say, research actually shows that music helps synchronize our bodies and our brains together. What do you have to share about that?
Look, I don't often people, I mean, if you shake someone's hand, somebody can probably tell what you do, either by feeling your nails or by the way you hold their hand.
Yes, the strength that you squeeze or shake or
You just want to say, oh, this is it. How would you do that to a fine person who looks really good? You wouldn't be going that way, Steve, would you? Shake strong, roughly. So what image would you be portraying here? So there's some tenderness in the feel as being an artist of what you want to portray to people, moment and time. Would you agree as a professional?
Yes, yeah, definitely, definitely. There's energy. There's a synergy. There's this, transmission of energy. Yeah, I have Zanetta here. Hi, Zanetta, who has joined us. Thank you. And she says, music is a global language that the world can all speak in a melodic tone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Glad she mentioned tone, because this is exactly what every musician does, and every musician is individual. If I get hold of a guitar, I can play one note, and another one will play the same note, but not in the same tone.
Right. Mm.
George Benson plays guitar. There's only one George Benson. There can't be another. Even if I try to play his songs, I'm not George Benson. So I'm
Right.
not, as a musician, I can hear someone play only one tone.
Mm.
No, no, this guy is a musician, not running the freight like crazy. Just one tone, the way you express, the way you enjoy it, the way you share to the audience. It should be tender, as our fine lady they say.
Zanetta, yes, yes, yes. So what is it? Is it the way, is it that person themselves that are in that that vibe? Is it a vibe that they communicate? Is a vibe, is it a state that they're in and then they're vibrating it or releasing that message? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, in fact, is what is an instrument to you? We attached our guitars,
Mhm.
and if you ask my partner, how many guitars does David have? You would like, oh, I want that guitar, another one. You, you, each guitar has got a moment,
Yes, yes.
feel,
A
and
feel, yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
the way you hold it, the
Mm-hmm.
way you place your fingers, and the way you strum.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like probably things in life we can learn from that. So, okay, so how do I speak to somebody? How do I become mild, if not aggressive, at a moment
Mm,
to express myself? You know,
exactly.
say if there are people who are, this guy, ooh, or this lady they've got a voice, a romantic voice, or whatever. But how would you be that person and not?
Yeah, very interesting. So it really becomes a language, doesn't it? It becomes a, like we're saying, it just really does become a message, a language, a tonality in the way that it's expressed. Yeah. So therefore, when we're looking at, couples that are listening to music together, or singing together, whether they're in sync or not, because we can sing. Everybody can sing. We have different levels of singers, right? But my voice, to me, in the shower, I think I'm just like
Singing
Beyonce,
in the rain.
to myself, right? But
Oh,
not necessarily to anybody else.
yeah.
But it's the feel good endorphins that are multiplying within us when we're listening to music, when we're sharing it with someone else as well. And this is what's really really, really important here. The effects that it has amongst people, whether they're just friends, socializing, whether they're romantic, it brings on emotions, it brings on feelings. As you said, it may be a sad song, it may be a happy song, maybe a romantic song, it may be a song that reminds you of your ex and you just fall to pieces. It does have that effect, right?
Mm, mm.
And how do you, when you're performing, David, right,
Yes.
gauge that? Because obviously when you're performing and you may be, you have a set of songs that you're playing. I don't know if that's what you do, or you just go in the moment, you feel the crowd, feel what they're connecting to, and then play more of that. What do you do?
Yes, I mentioned it at the beginning that when you come on the stage, oh, hello everybody, how are you? Thank you for coming tonight. Because your audience is it's part of that moment. They've paid to come and see you, or
Mm.
and so why not give everything to them? Steve, I don't mind to play a big hall for one person because they have taken their time to come and see you.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't whinge if there was only one person or they were played to, thousands of festivals like Walmart, Blues Festival, and you lock in people who you think that moment can be sad. If you make them happy, that's good, and you point to them and express yourself, look them in the eye, and share the emotion of the song as if sing for them, and
Mm-hmm.
that comes up into being they can say, well, I love that musician because he's expressive, he's emotional,
Mm-hmm.
he shares his pain, he shares his love, he shares all the components of the total sum of energy or synergy, as you mentioned earlier, into the song.
Right.
That's what makes it a musician. And I'll tell you this, Steve. I was playing in a small club one day, and there's just look. I know I can tell this one is of some
This
sort.
one is what? Sorry, I missed that. This one is?
He's a musician.
Yes.
He's just doing it, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Finished, went straight to him. I said, "Hello, how are you?" And he says, "I'm good." Are you from around here? He says, "No, I'm just visiting. Came to see you, but that's a great guitar you're playing, and your feel is good. So where? So I'm from what? New York. I've been there, so I'm just telling my I've been places there, and I played places like the Peter End and whatnot. And he says, "Well, the Peter End, that's where I'm playing. That's the same place." Whoa, it's a small world. He says, "What kind of guitar are you using?" I said, "Well, it's just Mexican guitar. I put some pickups from my neighborhood. There's a guru who makes beautiful pickups, tailored to my own tone, and so it's a special Fender, and you can try it." And he tried it. But all I'm saying is that it brings people. Music brings people together. He's come from New York. I played in the same place. We're speaking the same language here, and so
Yeah. And he was from where, did you say? Where was he from?
you-
New York City.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's right. It's a language of love. Like it's another form of language where people, like you said, don't have to be from the same, speaking the same language as each other, but the language of music will
Yes.
bind and bring people together.
Mm.
I have a message here or a note from Zanetta. Music that has the rhythm of the beat of the heart. Yes, as he explained earlier, the first rhythm or beat we hear is in our mother's wombs, where before being born. So that beating of the heart is already that beat that we are so used to. Whether the beat of calm or thumping, it does something to us. Absolutely. I know it does something to me. It
Yeah.
becomes a moment of connection, and to top it with lyrics, poetic expression of life creates. Yeah. Because Zanetta is actually a singer too. She's very, very good singer.
Oh,
She
good.
doesn't, yeah, she doesn't express or too much singing for us, but we're going to have to push her along, I think. But she's very,
Oh,
very good. Don't be shy, Zanette. I'm going to get you to do some sing-alongs, I think, on our next show.
that'll be great.
Yes, yes. So, just moving along with that feel-good music that we feel, and how it brings people together, and how it not only in romantic situations but families, families that obviously your family must be, are they all musically inclined? Like, do Do you find that, when you're playing something or if you're listening to music, usually they say families, talking to each other more, they're smiling at each other more, they're laughing, they're singing out loud, their lip, doing the lip synchrony, or dancing, or being affectionate. Because when you have music playing, I mean, you may not be a singer, you may not be a musical artist, but you may have the moves, right? Like, because I'm a good dancer, I love dancing. And, it does tend to be more, especially if you like music and you love dancing, or if you don't like dancing, you're not a very good dancer, or you're not a very good, but you can become more affectionate, right?
Yes. Music is a form of communication. I forgot to tell you that in the past, villages communicated to each other through drum. Do you know the talking drum?
Yeah, which is this a special drum that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a special drum used in West Africa. You squeeze it, you put it in between your armpits. So people from different villages would communicate through that.
Oh, okay.
So, that was form of communication. And you should see people drumming because you don't step on one's foot. There has to be a place where somebody. So you don't step on their feet. You allow talk.
Right. Okay. So there's actually a conversation, a music conversation going on, right?
And there might be some musicians in the audience, but what it is you find that enjoyable music is where you allow a moment of discussion. Because you don't want to talk when someone is talking. You listen. So talk, I listen. You talk, I listen. And any movement in life is just based on that. Because if you okay, I look one-sided. I talk all the time. Other musicians like to sing all the time. Others play over others. That's not organized life.
That's funny. Yes, Zanetta said that's not my strong gift. Laugh out loud. Oh, I don't think so. I think that is a strong gift. You just haven't shared it amongst us. So we're going to get you to share it some more. But yes, so what about, you talk about tribes playing music to one another, right? What about the romantic, where, we have, in Italy, we have the serenading, for example, where the, in the back in the day, which is coming back now, like as a fashion thing, where the man would either sing and play his little banjo, whatever music instrument, to a woman, and she's up on the balcony and he's serenading to her, or he would have his, the entourage of people and play the serenade, and he would be poetically speaking to her.
That's right.
So tell me about that.
No, look, believe it or not, there are certain modes of dance or ethnic dancing which are really, really, I would call them in a language that is more, what do I sentiment, erotic?
Yes, erotic, yeah. Sexy.
Look, one of these dances is from Mozambique and part of the southern part of Tanzania.
Kizumba?
No, Sindimba.
Yes, I've heard of that one. One of my friends was telling me it's really big in Italy at the moment. It's very sexy.
You look and then you think, oh man, what's this?
Sex on the dance floor.
Yeah, that's right. And how could this be that somebody goes like that and then, I mean, sometimes as boys, I'll believe it or not, you just say,
mind wanders, right?
You know, the mind wanders, but it's also scared or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know, you just
Yeah.
aspired. But it's an expression of how much the body can go and how much excitement it can bring to
Mhm.
yourself and as part of the ensemble. Because you don't do that just doing it. They dance in information.
Correct. Yeah.
They're doing tick, 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 tick. They're listening to the drum movement and as part of a team. When
Mm.
it comes to you to show off your talent, express your talent, then you just let loose on your own. We did rehearsals yesterday, I mean, with my other band,
Hmm.
and the guitarist was playing. I said, no, 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 please, you got your time to speak. So when the vocalist is singing, we all come down to allow that movement of signatures evolve. When your time comes to speak, you speak. And, you know, behavior is a thing that cannot be learned in a day. And he agreed that, oh, look, I'll go home and rehearse what you guys have told me, which makes a team because a band is not a band if
Mm.
you play as individuals. Go and bask on your own.
Yes. Yes. So therefore, what you're saying is it's very important to be again connected in synergy with other players when you're playing, right? With other artists.
That's correct. That's correct. That's
Mm.
correct.
Mm.
That makes music. Otherwise, go bask on your own.
Right, right. Which is again, when couples are connecting together, right?
No, that's
You've got to
true.
be on the same vibe.
No, no, safe because you're not there just to make yourself happy.
Right.
It has to be a two-way system.
Mm.
Or if someone is not, like able to learn, and it's okay, this is what I'm going to teach you. But it should be a unison thing and happy and sharing experiences and enjoyment.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. I agree. And another comment from Zanetta she says she's from the Philippines, by the way. And she says, same in the Philippines, a woman is serenaded by the
that's
suitors.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. By the way, Zaneta, I have a lot of Filipino or Filipina musicians, and they're very good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. To be in
Yes. Here in Melbourne, yes, we have a lot of it's a big community of Filipinos here, isn't it?
yeah.
David. So so just moving along with the music and what it does to couples and people and bring people together. And I just wanted to add too, the intimacy it brings with people.
Yeah.
A lot of babies are born
Oh yeah,
by couples listening to a lot of music, right?
that's true. That's
Would
true.
you agree?
No, I agree.
Barry White was
And actually,
yes, he was accused for, the big baby boom in his time.
this
Uh,
is
Luther Vandross as well. He's another. I love his music. He's
oh no, yeah, no,
baby making music. I think he used to.
that, that's true. Lula, yeah, he's amazing, and the producer of many of Luther Vandross's songs and bass player Marcus Miller.
Uh-huh.
Listen, Google him up. He's one of the best guitarists in the world. He produced Miles Davis. He produced Luther Vandross, and when you listen to his playing, he's in sync.
Mm. Beautifully, beautifully. Yes. Zanetta adds baby face. Baby face? What's that? Is that
He's
baby
a
face?
crooner. He's a crooner. He's a soul musician.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know. I didn't know Babyface.
Uh,
There you go. I have to check him
when he
out.
when he sings, apparently some people told me, "Oh, David, we just melt."
Really, really. Okay, yeah. Well, the studies show, did you know, right? Did you know that couples who listen to music together have more sex?
Oh, good. All right. That's lovely.
A study's shown that couples who listen to music out loud together reported having 67% more sex. So that was a study that was shown, which is quite interesting. What would you say to that?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. If I wish it was more, because our world at the moment is a ball of confusion, like the Temptations said.
Mm.
Wars which are necessary, and the climate change and whatnot. But if we just listened to what music does to the mind and soul, it could be different.
Yes.
And so I'm not surprised that 67%. Did you say 67 or 60?
67%, yeah, was
They're happy, they're happy having some good time, and I wish it was more.
yeah. Actually, you're right. There should be more, shouldn't it? So what is it? People aren't listening to music as much. What is it? They're not allowing themselves, because really, if we had more sex, if this increased, right, that means there'd be happier people. There'd be less stressed people, because we know that when we are more sexually active, we're happier. Our stress levels are down. We cope through things a lot better. There's a lot of benefits. Endorphins. We're releasing lots of dopamine. So yeah, how can we build that? I mean, like, through music. Like, is it the type of music that's being produced now? What would you say to that, David?
Look, frankly speaking, I'm not trying to be biased, but I love the sentimentality in music, whether it's classical, it should be so beautiful. Then you've got the blues, you've got the soul, funk, and reggae.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all this music, I mean, should bring a joy to the heart first, because if you're relaxed, I think do things a bit more in a more measured way.
Mm.
Whether you make love, whether you or just having some dining mood and sharing a glass of wine and a meal,
Mm-hmm.
or walking, and I think that's why you see people walking, cloaked in the street. I'm not a fan of that, but I too put on those times on the
Very
train.
easy to, yeah. At
You
the gym, working out with your music playing.
know, it
I
is,
do that.
it brings you that feeling of contentment. So people who do that and listen to music together, because they share one thing, you can just go for that, or you know, let's do it. And all ends up what I'm talking about is you end up beautifully, and you just collapse and lie there. The next day is another day. By the way, my album says another day.
Oh, oh yeah, let's talk about that too. You've got some albums out at the moment?
No, in fact, this one was about 4 years ago, but I've got a couple of things that we just churned. The current one, in the current situation, is called You Are a Star.
Mm.
If you are a star, everyone else is a star.
Mm.
Because everyone brings their uniqueness to the table.
Right.
We don't live in isolation. We're not a lone star.
No.
This is just a simple song, but it's got a beautiful melody and talks about we are on a journey to the stars, whatever it is.
Mm.
I don't know whether we have a link somewhere, but I could send it.
No, we'll put the link down below afterwards, after this is shared. So that's not a problem. So people can get whole of your music. Yeah, exactly. So I asked you whether you would do a little something musically for us, and you offered to say that you would, which was lovely of you. So we're still doing that, David. Like, because I'd love my audience to listen to a little bit of, you know, your guitar and maybe a bit of singing. I don't know. What have you got for us that you'd like to share?
I've got a little amp here that I wanted to use, but I've switched off the Mac. I mean, what do you call it? The iPhone, so it won't sync with the amp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But look, I don't know. I could just probably strum something.
Yeah, some a cappella something.
Something, yeah.
Because this is really special for those of you that are listening. Yeah, something that I don't know.
Can you hear that?
Yes. Let us know out there if you can hear this.
Hard to say. Every day is a wonder.
Wow. Fantastic, David. Thank you.
It was just a mishmash of things, but if I had my little amplifier here, which is almost like a band.
Right. Oh well, that we got to hear like the real raw you, right? With no accompaniment. That's perfect.
Just the raw, but that one of those things I was talking about is like, you know, just I mean, it's like. Sorry.
Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, I'm just so grateful that you shared that with us and, gave us a little taste of feeling that music and how smooth and it's just, yeah, it vibrates a beautiful, energy. So, all right. So, thank you for that, David. So, if people want to get hold of you or want to, hire you for some gigs here in Melbourne or anywhere in the world, I guess,
Yeah, sure,
if
sure.
they're willing to fly you out, but you never know. How can they get hold of you and yeah, connect with you?
I'm on mass media, on Facebook as David Marama,
Yes.
also as David Marama musician. So when you say you type in David Marama, I appear as a musician as a
Yes.
my page, and also Dave Marama. And
Good.
yeah, I'm on Spotify. I'm on YouTube. People can watch my videos on YouTube as Dave Marama. And I've played with people like John McCall from the Black Sorrows, Brad Willoughby from York Indie. I've been privileged to be seeing some of those heroes I knew before, but recently just went to the George Benson concert.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Here in Melbourne?
I'm in Melbourne. Yes, yes, I'm
Oh,
in
wow.
Melbourne. I play with this huge band called the Public Opinion Afro Orchestra. So
Hmm.
we played recently at the Night Cat. And sometimes
Wow.
I do solo gigs at the Beachcomber. Check my page. I was announced there.
Excellent. Excellent. Wow. Danetta's jealous, I'm sure, to know that you were.
We can work together, when she.
Yeah, yeah, have to connect you. All
Yeah.
right. So thank you once again for joining me today. Do you have just a message that you want to share with the audience about music and how to bring more music into their life, their love life, their just life, their
Oh,
family?
firstly, I would like to thank everyone for um, listening and this you provide, Dave. It's always a great moment for us to share our moments or ideas or whatever, and I'm grateful for that. Music really helps.
Yes, it does heal.
If you want to pick up a guitar or what, I'm here to sort of say, well, this is how we do it, or sing. I'm not a good singer, so, you know, I can try to either explain, or even if you're in Melbourne, happy to give you one lesson or two. I don't
Mm.
want to overwork people. I just say, well, this is what you do, and the chords. Yeah, get back to me.
Yeah, that'd be great because, there's a lot of people that have that desire. I know that, some adults as children had that desire to learn the guitar or a instrument, and that burning desire is still in them. And
Mm,
they're
mm.
adults, they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and there's no age, right? There's no age to actually, you know,
No,
connect with.
there's no limit.
No, yes, I say that in anything and everything. All right, well, great. So we'll leave some links down below so people can get hold of you if
Yeah,
they want to reach out for any reason or even just have a chat with you.
yeah.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, David, once again. I'm so grateful and yeah, to have you share your gift with us. It's been
Oh,
wonderful. And everybody, thanks once again. And know that, we have Let's Talk Relationship every Friday here, 10:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and of course, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time in America. And yeah, if you want to be on my show, if you want to talk about anything pertaining to, relationships, as you can see, it's music, it's work, it's this, everything's relatable. We're relating. It's all relationship based and bringing, people together, particularly men and women. Let me know. Until then, I send you love and I send you passion. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you.